Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a doe, not sure if it's a Jane Doe or a John Doe, found in Atlanta, Georgia, October 18th in 1988. Estimated year of death, 1986 to 1988. Estimated PMI months. Estimated age range could have been anywhere from 18 to 99. So I'm wondering if they could be 16 or 17 since it's an estimated age range. But it's 18 to 99. Right human scapula found in a creek bed. Most likely, I don't know what their tests showed, from a white adult, but sex cannot be determined. So, scapula index, oh yeah, you can read that if you want to. And then it says it could possibly be part of another number, but it doesn't give the name of number, which was found in the same creek bed, found in Peachtree Creek west of where Clear Creek enters Peachtree Creek. Head not recovered, torso not recovered, one or more limbs not recovered. And when was the other one found? When did they find that one? I mean, it was found before that one, but when? So that would give us a better estimate of when the person might have died, right? Or before that date. So I'm going to look at some missing persons. I'm not going to tell you who I think it is. I'm just going to go through some missing persons, and I'm going to go from the person that went missing closest to the location to further out. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you who I think it is, but I'm just going to show you some missing persons that it could be. And if you have a loved one that went missing, make sure they're in NamUs. And if you can't get the investigators to put them in NamUs, see if you can't get them in the Doe Network, maybe, and the Charlie Project. So let's look at some missing persons. We have Nancy Stewart Hranko Williams. She went missing from Sandy Springs, Georgia. And I don't think it was called Sandy Springs when she went missing, though. She was 26 years old. She was 5'3" and 100 pounds. March 1st, 1988. That would have been months before that. So I don't know, but it's not that far from where that person was found. She was living with her boyfriend in Sandy Springs in 1988 when she went missing. Her family hasn't heard from her since then, but her family, it might have been more like January or February since her family hasn't heard from her. Because I remember reading something about it being February, early February or something. So, and then I don't think she was reported missing for a long time after that. So she had brown hair, reddish brown, but it was bleached blonde in 1988, and blue eyes, and she had a tattoo on her knuckles, and you can pause that and read it if you like. So then we're going to go to the next one, and we're just going to go on. We have Laura Hill missing November 5th, 1986 from East Point, Georgia. She was 5'3", 115 pounds, African-American female. Like I said, you can pause that and read it. She went missing from Fulton County. Black hair, brown eyes, gold front tooth, protruding chin, scar on left knee, tattoo on right forearm, tattoo on right upper arm. No pictures. Wish they'd put pictures in there. We have Timothy Guy. He went missing February 6, 1987 from Forsyth County, Georgia. He was only 18 years old. He was about 6'1", 6'2". And I'm not going to read all of it. Let's see. He was last seen February 6, 1987. He had moved to Forsyth County to work as a stable hand at Sleepy Fox Farm. I think that was only like a half an hour or 45 minutes from his parents' home. Employees told investigators that he was last seen around 9:30 p.m. on February 6, and that he was going to his parents' house, and that he left with just a man named Jeff in a Chevy Impala. Now, was Jeff friends with the people that worked on the farm? Did they know him? Did the parents know him? Who knew this Jeff person? And then his Jeff's parents, no, that's a typo. Timothy's parents were contacted by the farm manager 2 days later when he did not return to work. And the parents are like, what are you talking about? He never came home. Where are you, what are you talking about? Like they had no idea, right? That's just me speculating. Brown hair, brownish green eyes, prominent facial dimples. Okay, now, and here's a picture of him. And the next person is Brenda Lee Alexander Edmondson from Athens, Georgia. She went missing. She was just 21, 22 years old. She could have been anywhere from 5 foot tall to 5 foot 4. She, the facts related were that she was living in Athens, Georgia. She got up one morning, reportedly told family she was going to buy cigarettes, and has never been seen since. Wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt, and had a purse with her. Strawberry blonde hair, unknown color of eyes. They don't know what color her eyes were. So that's not a lot of information. And I don't know who her family was at the time, but here's a picture of her. I think she was married, but I'm not sure. Then we have Carolyn Ruth Banks, and the picture they have of her is pretty small. So, July 2nd, 1987, Dalton, Georgia, 5 foot 2 to 5 foot 4, 120, 125 pounds. Several witnesses saw her being dragged off by a male. He then threw her into his pickup and left the apartment complex. He returned several hours later with blood on him. It doesn't say how much blood he had on him. And he had scratches that you could see, obviously, or they wouldn't have known that. He told the witness that Banks had jumped out of his truck and left walking. He reported her missing on July 4th. She's never been seen or heard from since. Very tiny, petite woman, black hair, brown eyes. She was wearing a white short-sleeved shirt, blue jeans, and brown sandals at the time that she went missing. And then we have Paul Gene Billings. He went missing from Dalton, Georgia, August 1st, 1986. He was 26 years old, about 6 foot tall. He called his mother's home, told her he needed $100 to pay a fine. He had been issued for speeding. He never called back. He's never been heard from again. They don't have any idea what might have happened to him. Brown hair, hazel eyes. Nickname Phil tattooed on the inside of his wrists. And here's one of his pictures, but I think it's... So, then we have this man, James Howard Dunn. James Howard Dunn went missing January 26, 1987. A year and a half before they found those skeletal remains, from Knoxville, Georgia. He was 23 years old, 5 foot 7, 145 pounds. He was last seen running into the woods that he knew like the back of his hand. If you're a Southerner, you know what I mean. That's what his family stated. If you're a Southerner and you grew up near the woods, you know how you know, even as children, 7, 8 years old, we would play in the woods and go really far, and we knew them like the back of our hands and never got lost. The wooded area was subsequently searched, and the family has not heard from him since. A man who ran with him stated that they were together running until they were separated while they were running in a hurry. They were running from police, a sheriff who called for backup, I guess. He had sandy-colored hair and blue eyes, and they've never found him. They've never found his remains or anything. And there's his picture. Kind of reminds me of Alan Jackson. Okay, and then we have Sherrell Horton. She went missing July 28, 1987, Warrenton, Georgia, 18 years old, 5 foot 4, 125 pounds. Last seen wearing a red button-up front shirt, green cutoff shorts, and no shoes. No shoes. Black hair, brown eyes. Doesn't really give any information about what happened or anything like that. And here's a picture of her, a very beautiful young lady. Then we have Dale Pearl Smith, and she was 53 years old. She does not even look 53 years old in this picture. I'm wondering if this was a picture of her when she was younger, because she looks so young in it. And it looks like it's a wedding dress. But at least there's a picture. Some of them don't have pictures. So she went missing May 10th of 1987. She was only 5 foot tall and only weighed about 120 pounds. She was last seen by one of her daughters on Mother's Day in 1987 in the afternoon hours. She hasn't been seen or heard from since. Brown hair, brown eyes. There's really not a lot of information about her either. So if you have any idea who this John Doe or Jane Doe might be that was found in Atlanta, Georgia, please contact authorities and let them know. If you have any information about any of these missing people, even if it's just where they worked, who their friends were, their addresses, place they lived, people they hung out with, just any information, even if it's just hearsay that you've heard from somebody that was drinking and talking, maybe you were in jail and heard somebody talking, you're not sure if it's accurate or true, you're not sure if it's relevant, contact authorities and let them know. Let them decide what's important and what is relevant to the cases. Feel free to leave comments. Don't forget to pray for their families and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.